Have you ever found yourself pondering about how popsicles are created? This tale of frosty delight begins over a century ago in the year 1905. Unbeknownst to him, a young lad of just 11 winters, Frank Epperson, was on the brink of inventing a treat that would cool generations to come. One chilly evening, Frank accidentally left a mixture of powdered soda water and a stirring stick out on his porch. The freezing night air worked its magic, and by morning the mixture was frozen solid. Voila, the first popsicle was born, albeit accidentally. Originally christened the Popsicle by Frank, the name was later changed to Popsicle, as his children referred to it as Popsicle. Over the years, this icy treat has evolved, with countless flavors and shapes ranging from the classic orange and grape to gourmet versions with edible flowers. Now, isn't that a cool beginning for our icy treat? So, what exactly goes into making a popsicle? Well, at its most basic, a popsicle is a delightful blend of fruit juice, water, and a touch of sugar. Fruit juice provides the flavor, sugar adds a hint of sweetness, and water, well, it's the secret to the icy chill. But don't be fooled by the simplicity of these ingredients. The beauty of making popsicles is in the endless room for creativity. You could venture into the realm of dairy-based popsicles, swapping fruit juice with creamy yogurt or decadent heavy cream. How about a strawberry and cream popsicle or a rich chocolate fudge one? Or perhaps you're craving something more exotic. How about a mango and chili popsicle or a refreshing cucumber and lime one? You could even try your hand at a gourmet rosemary-infused lemonade popsicle. As you can see, the possibilities are endless when it comes to popsicle ingredients. Now, on to the main event, the process of making a popsicle. Picture this. You've got your ingredients all prepped and ready, the sweet aroma of fresh fruits and sugar wafting in the air. The first step is to mix everything together. Blend the fruits, add in your sweetener of choice, maybe a bit of lemon juice for that tangy kick. Stir it all together until it's a smooth, velvety mixture, a harmony of flavors waiting to be frozen into a delightful treat. Next in line is the fun part. Pouring the mixture into molds. You can use any shape or size, but let's stick to the classic popsicle form for now. Carefully pour your mixture into these molds, ensuring that it's evenly distributed. The precision here is key, as we want our popsicles to be perfect, don't we? Now, it's time for the stick. This is what transforms our frozen treat into a popsicle, a handheld delight. Gently insert the sticks into the molds, right in the center of the mixture. This might seem trivial, but remember, the stick is the backbone of your popsicle. It needs to be sturdy enough to hold the weight of the frozen treat, and then we wait. Patience is a virtue, especially in popsicle making. Place the molds in the freezer and let the cold do its magic. Freezing is a crucial part of the process, transforming our liquid mixture into a solid, icy treat. Depending on the size of your mold and the temperature of your freezer, this could take anywhere from a few hours to overnight. And just like that, you're almost there. The final step is to remove the popsicles from the molds. Run some warm water over the mold to loosen the popsicle, then gently pull on the stick. If all has gone well, you should have a perfectly formed popsicle, ready to be savored. And voila! You've got yourself a homemade popsicle. But wait, there's more. Ever wondered why popsicles have that perfect icy consistency? Well, it's all down to the fascinating science of freezing. Freezing, in its simplest form, is the process by which a liquid, like water, turns into a solid as it loses heat. But when it comes to popsicles, we're not just dealing with water, we're dealing with sugar too. Sugar plays a pivotal role in the freezing process. You see, when sugar is added to water, it lowers the freezing point. This is known as freezing point depression. In more layman's terms, the sugar makes it so the water doesn't freeze as quickly or as solidly as it would on its own. Now you might be thinking, but wouldn't we want our popsicles to be as frozen as possible? Not quite. If a popsicle were to freeze too solidly, it would be more like an ice cube than a delightful melty treat. The sugar helps to create a smoother, more enjoyable texture, one that's soft enough to bite into, yet firm enough to hold its shape. So how does this work? Well, as the sugar-water mixture begins to freeze, the sugar gets in the way of the water molecules, preventing them from forming a rigid crystalline structure. Instead, they form smaller, more manageable ice crystals. These smaller crystals are what give popsicles their perfect icy consistency. But it's not just about the size of the crystals. The speed at which the popsicle freezes also plays a part in its texture. The faster it freezes, the smaller the ice crystals, and the smoother the texture. That's why professional popsicle makers use special freezers that can freeze the popsicles quickly and evenly. In conclusion, the science of freezing is a delicate dance between temperature, time, and sugar concentration. It's a balance that, when struck perfectly, results in the delightful icy treat we all know and love. So the next time you enjoy a popsicle, take a moment to appreciate the intricate science that went into making it. Who knew science could be so delicious? Now, let's dive into some fun popsicle trivia. The world of popsicles is much more fascinating than you might think. Did you know that the world record for the largest popsicle was set in the year 2005? In none other than the city that never sleeps, New York City, a company called Snapple attempted to erect a giant popsicle made from their own juice. The popsicle stood 25 feet tall and weighed in at a whopping 17.5 tons. Now that's a lot of frozen delight. Now, let's talk flavors. You might think that strawberry or chocolate would be the most popular popsicle flavor worldwide, but you'd be wrong. It's actually cherry. Yes, the humble cherry popsicle is the most universally loved flavor. Its sweet, slightly tart taste seems to resonate with people all around the globe. And here's a fun tidbit for you. The popsicle was actually invented by accident. In 1905, an 11-year-old boy named Frank Epperson left a mixture of powdered soda, water, and a stirring stick in a cup on his porch overnight. It was a chilly night, and the next morning he discovered the frozen delight we now know as the popsicle. He originally named it Epsicle, a combination of his surname and icicle. It wasn't until his own children started asking for Popsicle that the name Popsicle came to be. Finally, have you ever wondered why popsicles don't just melt, but also drip as they do? It's because of an ingredient called propylene glycol. This edible antifreeze lowers the freezing point of water, making the popsicle melt slower and drip less. These fun facts just add another layer of coolness to our beloved popsicles, don't they? So, to recap our frosty journey, we've travelled quite an icy road today, haven't we? We've traced the origins of the popsicle, all the way back to its humble beginnings. A simple yet genius idea that sparked a whole industry of frozen delights. We've seen how a few basic ingredients, water, sugar and a hint of flavouring, morph into something that brings joy to people of all ages. We then delved into the process of making these icy treats, from the careful selection of ingredients to the mixing and pouring and finally the freezing. It's a process that requires patience and precision, but the end result is worth every second spent. We've also learned that the key to a perfect popsicle isn't just about the ingredients or the mold, but the freezing process itself. It's a science, really, one that balances temperature and time to create that perfect icy texture we all love. And let's not forget the fun facts we've discovered along the way. Who would have thought that the average American eats about 26 popsicles a year? Or that the world record for the most popsicles eaten in 1 minute is 7? It's these quirky tidbits that make our popsicle journey all the more interesting. But beyond the facts and the process, it's important to remember that at its core, a popsicle is about enjoyment. It's a symbol of summer, of carefree days spent in the sun. It's a reminder of childhood, of sticky fingers and stained lips. And it's a testament to human creativity, to our ability to turn simple ingredients into something extraordinary. So next time you enjoy a popsicle, remember the fascinating journey it took to reach your hand. Stay cool, and until next time,